Hello, welcome. Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today in Unit 12, Decent and Alliance Approaches to the Study of Kinship in India, we are continuing our topic Application of Descent Theory to the Study of Kinship System in North India, and subtopic is Marriage Rules. Every time a marriage takes place, new kinship bonds come into being. This shows us clearly the relevance of marriage rules for discussing the patterns of kinship organization. In the context of North India, we find that people have a good idea of categories of people one cannot marry. In sociological terms, we can express this norm by saying that there are negative rules of marriage in North India. We can also say that marriage is allowed only outside a definite limit. Later, we will also talk about the limits within which the marriage is permitted to take place. Now the point is rules of exogamy. Let us find out what the limit or the rules of exogamy is in North India and what is the 4-clan rule that sets another limit of exogamy in North India. The first is clan exogamy. Marriage shows very clearly the boundaries of one's natal descent line. No man is allowed to marry a daughter of his patrilineage. In North India, lineage ties up to 5 or 6 generations are generally remembered, and marriage alliances are not allowed within this range. In such a situation, lineage turns into the clan, and we speak of Gotra or clan. And Gotra Bhai means clan mates. Widely used Sanskrit terms, Gotra is an exogamous category within a subcaste. Its main use is to regulate marriages within a subcaste. Two persons of similar Gotra cannot tie the knot. Apart from the clan exogamy, there is also the 4-clan rule to draw a line to separate those men and women who can and cannot marry each other. Now let us discuss 4-clan rule. In Iravati Karve words, according to this rule, a man must not marry a woman from his father's Gotra, his mother's Gotra, his father's mother's Gotra, and his mother's mother's Gotra. In other words, this rule prohibits marriage between two persons who share any two of their 8 Gotra links. This means that rule of exogamy goes beyond one's own lineage. Another related kind of exogamy which exists in North India is village exogamy. A village usually has members of 1 or 2 lineages living in it. Members belonging to the same lineage are not permitted to intermarry. This principle extends even to the villages which have more than 2 lineages. In other words, a boy and a girl in a village in North India are like a brother and sister, hence cannot intermarry. It is important here to give a word of caution. We have spoken about lineage, clan and subcaste in relation to organization of kinship patterns. But we have not mentioned the terms like kutumb, biradri, khandan, bhaiband, etc. These denotes various colloquial meaning of the general terms lineage, clan and subcaste in local languages. The local terms are used in various contexts to signify different levels of kinship arrangements. In our discussion, we have limited ourselves to social structure and function in broad terms and avoided conflicting uses of local terms. Let us now look at the groups within which marriage is preferred or prescribed in the context of North India. This refers to rules of endogamy. As mentioned earlier, the kinship system operates within the family of the caste group living in one village or a nearby cluster of villages. Castes are endogamous. This means that one marries within one's caste. Let us look at the rule of marriage within one's caste or subcaste. The first we discuss marriage is within the subcaste. Associated with local terms is the idea of the status of various units within the subcaste. Taking the example of Sarjapuri Brahman of the Mirzapur district of Uttar Pradesh, studies by the Louis Dumont, we find that each of three subcastes of Sarjapuri Brahmins in this area is divided into three houses, kin groups or lineages, which range hierarchical in status. The marriages are always arranged from lower to higher house. This means that women are always given to the family which is placed in the house above her house. In this context, we can also refer to the popular saying in the North India that the creeper must not go back. The same idea is reflected by another North Indian saying that फूल पूजा लड़की नहीं लगे. Once we have washed the foot of the bridegroom during the wedding ceremony, we cannot accept a girl from his family, because this will mean that we allow that side to wash out feet or allow the reversal of relationship. This shows clearly that marriage rules among Brahmins and other higher castes in the North Indian maintain a hierarchy relationship between the bride givers and the bride takers. In terms of negative rules of marriage in North India, the above description reflects the rule that a man cannot marry his father's sister's daughter or his patrilineal cross cousin. This is called the rule of no reversal. Lineage B has given the woman in marriage to a man of lineage A. Man P is given the higher ritual status of Paupoos in marriage ceremonies. If P's daughter is married to the man of lineage B, then P will have to give the same high ritual status to the man of lineage B. But lineage B is accordingly to the rule of hypergamy lower to lineage A, and therefore this marriage will be a reversal of roles. In North India, such a reversal is not allowed, and thus we find the rule of prohibition on marriage with patrilineal cross cousins. Another principle should also be mentioned here, and this is the rule of no repetition. This means that if the father's sister has been married in a family or khandan, one's own sister cannot be given in marriage to that same family. The term family or khandan is here used as the smaller unit of the lineage. This rule of no repetition implies the negative rule of the prohibition on the marriage with matrilineal cross cousin. In other words, a man cannot marry his mother's brother's daughter. Lineage B has given woman D in marriage to the man E of lineage A. In the next generation, if a woman is again given in marriage to a man of the lineage A, then a repetition will occur. A provision on repetition shows that the matrilineal cross-cousin marriage is barred in North India. Thus, we find that the both patrilineal and matrilineal cross-cousin marriages are not allowed in North India. In other words, the two rules, the rules of no reversal and the rules of no repetition, put together define the negative rules of marriage in North India. Highlighting the structural implication of marriage rules in North India, T.N. Madan, in his study of the Kashmiri Pandit, distinguishes three classes of wife givers and wife takers. These are the terms used by the T.N. Madan in the place of bride takers and bride givers used in this unit. From the perspective of the household, those who give wives to it and those who take wives from it. Those who give wives to those in class and those who take wives from class 1. These three classes have unequal relationship. However, honor and prestige go in the opposite direction to women in marriage. This means that wife takers are superior to wife givers. And by the fact of giving a wife to a group, one receives honor and prestige within one's own group. The following diagram shows that how the rules of hypergamy in North India acts as a form of exchange between woman and dowry on the one hand and prestige and honor on the other. Here A, B, C are patrilineages which are ranked by high to low status. The upward arrow indicates that lineage C has given the woman and dowry to the men of lineage B. As bride givers, lineage C is lower to B and lineage B is lower to A. The rule of hypergamy accords lower status to bride giver. At the same time, by giving the woman and dowry to high status lineage, the lower status lineage gain prestige and power within their group. Thus, the downward arrows indicate the movement of prestige and honor in the direction opposite to man and dowry. In other words, woman and dowry are exchanged for prestige and honor among the hierarchical arranged lineages of the subcaste and caste in North India. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.